Hi everybody, this is Scott, okay? And the name of this video is John's Falsetto, and I'll explain in a minute. But first a little background on me. Okay, I've been a Beatle fan since February 9th, 1964, when I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. I was just 11 years old, okay? And I became a musician because of that show, because of seeing the Beatles. It influenced my life, it changed my life, okay? My favorite Beatle was always John Lennon, okay? And I studied him throughout the years, how he sings, how he plays, and what instruments he plays. And you notice for this demonstration I'm playing one of the guitars that John used, especially in the early days of the Beatles. It's a Gibson J160E. Okay, John used it a lot in the early recordings. He used it on stage. You could also see him playing it in A Hard Day's Night when he serenades Ringo on If I Fell. And you could see him strumming in the background, backing Paul when Paul is singing And I Love Her. You could also see it in color in the movie Help. Okay, he's playing it on You're Gonna Lose That Girl. And you could see it later on in the movie in color as well. So I'm using this guitar for the demonstration. Okay, why do I call this video John's Falsetto? Because for the most part, when John and Paul would sing harmony together, John would always sing the lower harmony, and Paul would always sing the higher harmony. An example would be If I Fell. Okay, John is singing below Paul, and he usually does that. I mean, Baby's in Black, Day Tripper. For the most part, John always sang below Paul. It just sounded better that way, and that's how they did it. But for certain key moments in certain early songs, for some reason, John would go into this falsetto voice and go above Paul. Maybe just for one or two notes, and that's it. And he'd come back below Paul. Okay? I don't know why he did it, but he did it. That's why I'm calling this video John's Falsetto. The first example I'm going to give you is a song From Me to You. Okay? For the most part, John is singing below Paul like he normally does. But on the words, I can do, John goes into his falsetto and goes above Paul. Let me demonstrate John's part for From Me to You. I'll show you what I mean. If there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do. Okay, there it is. That's the falsetto that John does. Why he goes above Paul at that point, I don't know. You'll have to ask them. See, Paul is singing, if there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do. It's high, but John is higher. I can do. He goes into that falsetto on From Me to You. Okay? The next song I'd like to demonstrate is She Loves You. Okay? And John, again, sings below Paul the entire song. Most of the song. You think you lost your love, well I saw her yesterday, while Paul is above him. Think you lost your love, well I saw her yesterday. And it continues like that until they do the woo part, which John hits a high D in falsetto, woo, while Paul McCartney hits the sixth. Woo. Okay, I believe George doubles John's. Not sure, but usually Paul and George were singing out of the same mic, and George was doubling John throughout anyway on that song, so I'm assuming he also hits the D. But there again, that's where John goes into his falsetto. She said she loves you, and you know you should be glad. Oh. John goes into that falsetto voice above Paul's. Oh. John. Okay, so that takes care of She Loves You. Okay, the next one is Please Please Me. And on Please Please Me, John is singing below Paul for most of the song, as he's prone to do. Last night I said these words to my girl, while Paul is singing above John, doing one note. Last night I said these words to my girl. And it continues like that until when John will go up into that falsetto on Please Please Me, Oh yeah, like I please you. I'm going to demonstrate. This is John's part. Come on, come on, come on, come on, please, please me. Oh yeah, like I please you. Again, he goes into that falsetto on, please, please me. Oh yeah, like I please you. Why he did it, who knows? But he also does it again in the same song during the bridge when he goes, I don't want to sound complaining, but you know there's always rain in my heart. I'll do all the pleasing with you, it's so hard to reason with you. Oh yeah, why do you make me blue? And there's one more time that John goes into falsetto above everybody at the very end of the song. When he goes, please, 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 oh yeah, like I please you. Oh yeah, like I please you. Oh yeah, like I please you. John's falsetto. It's amazing, right? A lot of people might have thought it was Paul over the years. Alright, so I'm setting the record straight. It's always John singing the falsetto in those early Beatle records. Okay, another big hit that they had, of course, is I Want to Hold Your Hand. On I Want to Hold Your Hand, John again goes into that falsetto voice, but only for one note. When he sings, I want to hold your hand, he hits a B, okay? And Paul goes, I want to hold your hand, which should be an F sharp, and I'm right. Okay, so it sounds like this, John's part. Oh yeah, I tell you something, I think you'll understand when I say that something, I want to hold your hand. Going into that John Lennon falsetto voice. Okay, that's what this video is all about. Okay, the next song I'd like to cover is a Paul McCartney song, as I saw her standing there. John sings below Paul. He does this harmony. I'll never dance with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. And that's fine. That's a normal move that John would do. He would always sing below Paul while Paul was singing the melody line at that point in time. But later on, during the bridge, the key moment when John goes into falsetto is during the part when he's singing this part. This is, I'm going to sing John's part for the middle 8 of I Saw Her Standing There. Heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my ear. Okay, that's hard for me to do. Okay, and the next song I'd like to cover is Help! Exclamation point, where John uses his falsetto voice again. Okay, it happens during the choruses. Feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. I want you, please, please help me. Okay, so right there, John goes into that falsetto voice, while Paul is doing his regular voice. Won't you please, please help me? Okay, John is doing, won't you please, please help me? And at the very, very end of the song, John uses that falsetto again. And this is what it sounds like. Won't you please, please help me? That's John in his falsetto voice. The final song I'd like to cover is in the song Day Tripper. John sings below George and Paul throughout that song, except for the very last bridge, chorus, whatever you want to call it, in which John goes to a very, very high C sharp, and even goes a little bit high, I think, to a D. What do I mean? She was a day tripper, Sunday driver, yeah. It took me so long to find out, and I found out. Yeah, I almost forgot the chords. So that's it. So that really concludes my demonstration of the falsetto of John Lennon. So I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, stay well, and God bless.